Okay, today we're going to multiply complex numbers. The first thing you need to have somewhere on your paper is the pattern of 4. Pattern of 4. And that's where I equaled I squared equals -1, I to the third equals -I, and I to the fourth equals 1. So let's try a couple. Let's say you have I squared times I. That's the same as saying x squared times x, which is x to the third, right? You keep the bases and add the exponents. Same thing when you have a complex number. So here you have I squared times I, which is really I to the third. You keep the bases, add the exponents. The only caveat here is that when you see that you have I to the third, you have to look over at your pattern of 4 and say, what is I to the third? And I to the third is really -I. And so that's your answer. Okay, let's try another one. Let's say you have 2I times 3I. Well, that's the same thing as saying 2x times 3x, which of course is 6x squared. Here, 2 times 3 is 6, right? 2 times 3 is 6. And then I times I is going to be I squared. And once again, that little caveat says you have to look over and see what I squared is. And I squared is -1. So instead of 6I squared, it's really 6 times -1, which is -6. So here's what we've done so far. The first thing you're going to do, here's like the little procedures. You're going to multiply like you always do. Then you're going to look at your pattern of 4 and exchange whatever the pattern of 4 is that you need. One more. Let's say you have 2I squared times 4I squared. And again, it's like saying 2x squared times 4x squared. But here we're just going to say 2 times 4 is 8. I squared times I squared, I to the fourth. And then again, we're going to look at what's I to the fourth. So we've already multiplied, right? We already multiplied. And now we're just going to look at our pattern of 4. So I to the fourth is really 1. So here, instead of 8, I to the fourth, you're going to have 8 times 1, which is really 8. And that's your answer.